Wow. What a week we've had. We all watched the
Johnny Depp.
the Depp and her trial.
All right.
Oopsie, hold on.
Another bird.
Hold on, dear, hold on.
Nobody can hear us.
Okay, here we go. Oops, yeah, gotta go this way. All right, is anybody joining us?
I don't believe so because I can't tell. You don't have it on the right thing.
Okay, there we go.
But hopefully there is.
Yes. Which friends
See, I'm
are with
looking
us
over there
today? All right. So we were outside in our lovely, beautiful
Yes.
little paradise.
Out there.
And suddenly the environment, we had some nature and some neighbors collide.
Yes.
And got
But
very loud.
it needed to be done.
Yes, and so
we can't complain.
so we-
Well, there's Tack, yay, and Nana Rosebud.
Yay. Yay. Happy to have you here.
Yes.
It's good that it's Saturday and we are glad to be here.
Yes.
And-
And Nana, I agree with you with what you said about the gun control or not having guns. It's in our Constitution, and, that's kind of what we're stuck at.
Right.
But, we have to do better. And hopefully someday they will ban all guns, but probably not in my lifetime.
Right. I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime
No.
either. So maybe with the younger folks.
Yes.
I sound so old. The younger folks.
Well,
know
you
what
did
I-
have a birthday.
Yeah, I did. Look at beautiful flowers from
From a-
our fabulous friend. Thank you, Zeri. We love you.
Yes.
And thank you for all the birthday wishes from
You
everyone.
could put the little bird back here, too.
Oh, I should.
Yeah.
This was you know what was really special?
Huh.
I just have to say really quick. I was thinking about my
Hi,
grandma
Purple Days. Hi,
so
Wakefield.
much. Could not stop thinking about my grandma. And then you got the night before that there was a relative in the house
Female.
that was
Yeah.
visiting for me.
Yes.
And then when I
Because
told
your mom
you,
always gets her grandpa, you got your grandma.
get my grandma. And then my
Yeah.
grandma always loved little birds. And this is the present that Zeri sent me, original artwork from his artist grandmother.
Yeah.
And I just felt like I wanted to share that with you all.
Very
How we
pretty.
can, nice little example of how we can get
Oh,
messages
that's Sam.
from our loved ones on the other side.
Sammy.
They can send it through our earth angels, like our
Yes.
friends, or different ways.
Yes.
So, yeah. Thank you for being an earth angel to us, Vera, and all
Oh,
the
you're very-
messages that you always give
Ditto.
us. And to you all as well.
Yes.
So this was just a really fascinating month and a half that we've all experienced. Many of us have been watching the Johnny Depp trial with Miss Heard in it, and watching that all unfold. And we were glued to our screens and really taking in a lot of the information that our friends out there had to share. And those friends would be some of the people that call themselves law nerds, right?
Yeah.
That would be
You get to know them.
yeah.
Yeah.
They feel like friends to us because we're always watching them.
Right.
We watched Emily D. Baker a lot, and Law and Lumber. His name's Rob, but his
And our
channel.
favorite Runkle.
Yes, Runkle of the Baby.
Well, you're all our favorites.
Yes, exactly. He's the only Runkle I know.
Me too.
So, and then of course there's the DUI guy, and so
Yeah.
so the gentleman that we just mentioned, Runkle of the Bailey, DUI guy, and Rob, the Law and Lumber gentleman, were in the actual courthouse, and they were there, and they had a lot to share
About the jury.
about the jury, right? And then of course Emily D. Baker, she is a law attorney, so she had a lot of information. You know, they all
She
are.
became a rock star during
Yes.
this trial.
Yes, she
She
did.
did, yeah.
And so all of them, it was just really amazing to hear the insights and some of the law that I didn't know about, but it was fascinating. And we were
Hearsay.
yeah, I object. I accept the instruction.
Exactly.
That was like times a million, right?
Yeah.
He kept saying that. But yeah, so we learned a lot, and it was fascinating too. Maybe I'll share this later, but something that Angus said yesterday during a...
Why don't you just share it now? Because we're always going, should we talk about it? And then
Yeah,
we don't.
okay.
And then we get messages like, don't do that.
Yeah, it was just really cool because the people that we're going to be talking about today...
Well, I've loved Johnny Depp from forever.
Oh, I can attest to that.
Yeah, I know.
I will give a disposition. Is that how they say it? A
Deposition.
deposition?
Yeah. Disposition is good too.
I still have more to learn.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting because Angus was saying in a session that we had yesterday about how
It was for Chrissy's birthday.
Yeah.
She had her own little special
yeah,
trance.
it was just wonderful to... I mean, what's better than information, from the other side?
Exactly.
Through you and through Angus, it's like, it's a gift, right? It's a gift for
With a
all
little
of
bow
us.
on top.
Yes, priceless.
Yes.
And he was saying that that's what we've all been watching lately, and he was talking about this trial. It's something that is the world needs. The way I took it, it's like revealing truth.
Yes.
That we all want to stand up for the truth, what it really is.
And there are so many people that were for the truth. And that, like, put salve on my soul.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yes, we're finally going towards that way and not all this fake stuff.
Exactly.
I know some used the trial as to further their agenda, but really it was about his truth needed to be told.
And what happened.
Yes.
And it was
I'm just so happy the jury saw it.
me too.
Yeah.
Do you want to share about what that one juror said about his fellow jury people?
Yeah, they all felt that Amber was fake.
Yeah.
It wasn't a true victim.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was saying that
He's anonymous, so he's not going to say who he is.
right. But he was saying there was one juror
that held out.
For Amber to get something.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to go that way. 'Cause
And
it had
that's
to
why
be-
they had to lower his and give her
Right.
something.
everybody else wanted to give him more.
Yeah, probably the whole amount, but there was that holdout. There's always one.
Right.
Jody Arias.
It's just like life, isn't it? We have, such positive, but then we still have,
Right.
there's
And I mean,
negative
people are
struggles,
entitled to
obstacles.
their opinions.
Right, right. So, yes. So, it was amazing to have this happen and have the jury come back with
Yes.
what we felt
And
was
really-
great justice.
Did he really care about the money?
No, but it was amazing that he had the opportunity to share what happened to him.
Yeah.
Don't we all feel like that when things happen in our
Yes,
life?
and
it's
nobody
like,
believes you.
Yeah, or nobody knows you never, and nobody believes
And
you.
still, the media is against him. Still.
But the people are for him. It seems like.
It does.
Yeah. So we wanted to share a little bit
Yeah.
about past life that Vera got for some of our
Law
law nerd
nerds,
friends. Yes.
Now, it's not the Law Nerd show.
Oh, right.
Because I believe, Sammy, you said there was a Law Nerd
Channel
channel.
on YouTube, but that's not who we're talking about.
Law Nerds.
Yes,
Yeah.
we meant law nerds in general as a general term.
Because that's what Emily would use.
Right.
She would talk about law nerds.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, oh.
Because she's an. Oh, how could I say this? I don't want to say anything mean. Why did she give him a knife? Probably to use it on him.
Wow.
Yeah. She was getting that bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. All
And
right, you
that's
guys.
just my opinion. If anybody doesn't, go with it, great. But I'm not going to respond to anything like that. I'm giving you my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be all on the lookout if we get a knife from anybody. I'm teasing, of course. Okay. All right. So, Vera, do you want to describe the time period and place where this past life happened?
Right. What I got was the Wild West. And they were in a town that was very lawless. And it was all four of them, right? One, two, where? How is it going?
Yes. The DUI guy, the law and lumber guy,
Runkle.
Runkle the
and
Bailey.
Emily. So there's
and
four
Emily.
of them. And they were all together in this past life. It was a lawless life where they had to come together, and they actually came together to get the town rid of the lawlessness.
Wow.
And they did.
I'm loving this.
Yeah, they did. Now, Emily, I love you, and we all have to be something in past lives. Okay? It's not, how do I say it? It's not something to cut you down or anything like that. But the DUI guy was an attorney and a barber, so that's how he knew everything that was going on.
Oh, that's so funny. Like, we can picture that, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that would be a thing back then.
Yeah, because he had the sign like a barber, and then underneath it was attorney, or whatever they called it back then. I don't think it was attorney.
That is so interesting. So that's how he knew what was going on.
Yeah, and he got the pulse of, and not only that, Emily did too. It was Lon Lumber. You were the sheriff of the town.
I could totally picture him as the sheriff.
Yeah.
Like, you could just see a star on
And
his
he
badge.
did not BS around. It was like, this is what our laws are, and if you don't abide by it, then guess what? Chitty chitty bang bang. And Runkle, you were a judge, Runkle the Bailey.
Can't you just picture him
Yeah,
as a judge?
and he wasn't a hanging judge, but he was very fair, but very strict. Yeah. And Emily, you were a very politically minded. You were very good at business. You probably are a great businesswoman in that town. You practically owned the whole town. And you started off because you were a really prolific madam in that town. But you were very high class. It was, the girls got their due. They were not roughed up. It was really, see, that gave me chilly willies. You had it down, and the pulse of the town was you. You're the one that set the tone for the town. And then that's where all these guys came around you, and it was like, you pretty much were saying, look, this is happening, this is what's going on, and then they would take care of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was so cool too, because when you were talking about it, you were saying that Emily owned like the different stores and
She owned the hotel, she owned the saloon, she owned, what was it? Mary, what did they call it when it wasn't a grocery store yet?
oh, like a market?
No, it was...
General store.
General store. Yeah, that was kind of like that because you can get everything. And she had like some of the finest fabric for the women in the town, and they were highly expensive, but she would lower the cost for the women in the town that couldn't afford it so they could feel... See, so she's very fair-minded. It was just really, it was a good mix. And then they're a good mix now.
They are. And what I think is interesting is that with the gentlemen that were they were there watching the jury, and you were saying about how DUI guy knew everything that was going on because he would listen to what was happening and so forth. And it was cool because Runkle being a judge and Rob being the sheriff, they're watching the reactions, and they're really describing what they feel and their expertise is happening with these jurors.
And they were very fair. I mean, Emily, all of them.
Yes.
If it was something that there was a little, sometimes Johnny didn't really want to say that he was taking a lot of drugs, but we all knew it. So he didn't really say all the truth about that. But we saw it, and then they called him on it. So it wasn't like an unfair, what do you call it?
Assessment or biased against her.
Her, exactly.
Right, yeah.
But as the time went on, it was like, you could see it was so fake, and the truth was just garbled in her side.
Yes.
Because she couldn't remember the truth because she didn't tell the truth.
And
you don't forget the truth.
no, absolutely. When something like that happens, you always remember it. The story does not change. Plus, it just came across as so fake because the nuances of when we're upset or we're remembering something disturbing, it just came out so wrong. You can feel it.
And plus, she was emotional, and then somebody would say something, she'd go, like nothing had happened.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, yeah. And there's just some people that you can't help. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, I feel sorry because she's so broken. Well, she's enjoying the show. She's acting like she's hurt, so
Right.
I
And
don't know what else to say.
and wanting to appeal, but then saying all I want to do is move on.
Yeah.
It's still trying to reach him.
And then bringing up the baby in the microwave, well, that's horrible, whoever is saying that to her. But it's not part of
This trial.
the trial.
Right.
It's trying to get sympathy kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's fascinating how these four amazing souls connected in this past life to bring law to a lawless time. And they're really doing it again.
Yes.
Because even though we do have a justice system, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean,
And it's nice to know how the law is. In terms of malice, it doesn't mean what we think it means.
right.
It's a different definition.
I was fascinated with how they broke down the jury instructions even.
Yeah.
I've really learned a lot because it's very
And she went into it winning. He was the one that had to
Right.
prove everything.
and he
Because
did.
at the beginning, they all said, oh, he's not going to win. It's too hard to win this case. Because you
Isn't that
can't
amazing?
prove malice.
It's
in
amazing.
the definition of the law.
It was awesome too because you could see the emotion on his
Right.
team
Yeah.
when he won. I mean, they were hugging each other. They were crying. Camilla was crying. It was just,
Yeah.
they really believe in him. And so do I.
Yeah.
So do you.
Yeah.
I mean, many of us do. But you could tell that they really believe in him.
Yes.
And they have that emotional connection. But back to our four law nerd friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
really
awesome.
cool because this is what we need now. Is are you okay? Yeah, this is what we need though during this time because this is a time of revealing,
Right.
bringing things out, illuminating. Very cool. And I believe that was it.
That's another thing.
What?
When she put that restraining order on him and then went to him the next day. Wanting,
Yeah.
"Oh, please hold me." If somebody was really scared of that person, they wouldn't go 10 feet
No,
near
absolutely
them.
not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good point, Roxanne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Vera, was there anything else that you wanted to say about
Yes, I
Camilla?
decided I don't want to do another.
Okay, you want to do it in this one?
Yeah, might as well get it over with.
Okay.
Because, they're going to find out anyway. So, my point right now is never say never. Number one, which I did. And I have breast cancer again. So, that's what we're having to go through. So, I have to have another mastectomy. And like my son said, at least I don't have another breast, so it won't come back, kind of thing. But we just wanted you to know because we're going to be off again for a little bit while I recover from that.
Yes. And what we're
Yeah.
going to do is we are going to, instead of having a weekly show every, on one particular day at one set time, we're going to do videos here and there. We're just going to do them when we can.
Right.
And
So it's not going to be a set time like every Saturday.
like it was before.
Yeah.
What we'll
For a
do,
while.
what we're going to do is every time we're going to be live, we will post it in our community board. So make sure you have your notification turned on,
Right.
and please subscribe, and then that way you'll see when we're live.
Right.
We're going to try to have that notice to you an hour before we go live.
At least an hour
At
before.
least an hour.
So turn on those notifications or it's not going to...
Yeah.
You're not going to know when, but at least you can still see the show
Yeah.
after.
And, I just really wanted to share how amazing, Vera's maiden name
Yeah.
is strong. And I was telling Vera yesterday, you have lived up to that name 10 times, 100 times over.
I know.
Because,
But I'm like going, why the hell again?
Yeah.
What did I not learn the last 25 years ago?
but it's just amazing because you have handled this with so much strength. You looked at this and go, okay, this is how I'm meant to go.
Yes.
and we all have to go in some
Some
way,
way,
you
yeah.
know. There's many different ways that we can chart, and it's a part of our chart. And that's
Right.
why, we need to take an exit from our chart at some point. We don't know exactly when that's going to be. But what Angus was reminding us of yesterday during our session is that whenever our time is, just like whenever Vera's time is, it's a celebration. He goes, I know it feels sad for you all here, but for us, it's a celebration.
Right.
And that's where, and what we've learned is that on the other side, we are more alive there
Yes.
than we are here. And that's just very odd to think
Yeah.
about it that way.
That's what I told Chrissy. Like, if I go, I'm going to constantly going, boo! I'm going to be bugging her all the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you really want to feel me? Boo!
Yeah. But it's just,
Oh, thank you, Eric.
yeah, you've been handling this with amazing grace.
Thank you.
And
I mean,
love.
human, we still get depressed at times, and that's okay.
Yes.
But we can't get stuck in it.
Yes. And that's why it took us so long to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because every time we want to talk about it, I kept wanting to cry.
You're doing very good.
Thank you. I'm trying. But another interesting thing is sometimes these things happen, obviously we chart them.
Right.
But they can also happen, it's interesting, isn't it? We can have emotional traumas manifest physically. In your case, it was your chart.
Right.
But there was something that you did want to share with us
Yes.
about
Breast cancer.
how we sometimes develop that, but what we can do so that we don't develop it.
Exactly.
And so we'd love for you to share.
Because I always went with what Louise Hay said, that you have to get things off your chest. Well, I always thought, well, okay, but I always thought I did get things off my chest, right? Because sometimes I do whine, But when one of my students that I shared my situation with, she texted me this. She said her Eastern medicine teacher relayed, I'm reading the way she wrote it, relayed information to her once. She said, he said, for all cancers but one, tell people to volunteer, to do more for others, to give more. The one cancer that is not the cure for is breast cancer. For breast cancer, the energetic cause behind it is too much nurturing of others. Nurture yourself, set better boundaries. Don't give your energy away, give it to yourself. And by doing this, you gather yourself and will have more to share with others in a balanced, more healthy way later. It's not self-centered, because that's what I grew up thinking, that it's selfish to think about yourself. So in a negative way, it's not in a negative way. It is self-centering. It's not arrogance. It is the selfishness of making sure there is self. I love that. So,
Yes.
For everybody else, please nurture yourself. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's why we had to say, we can't put the show at exactly the same time, because I may not feel well that day or something.
Right,
So, yeah.
exactly. And so, it's, we
I know, Roxanne, we have to go to Hawaii before Angus gets to see me. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Rosebud. I mean, Nana. Why do I keep calling you Rosebud? Because that's your name, but I usually call you Nana. But thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for everybody that's given me healing, energy, love. That's why I say I've lived a life full of love. So I can't complain, right? Even though I want to stay. But but I have, and I'll still be with you guys. I will, Chrissy. I will. I promise.
Yeah.
Don't make me cry.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, and so we're going to be live sometimes, and we will do our best, because I know too you have so many people who love you. So if Vera doesn't always get back to you
Right away, I will.
Yeah, she will in spirit,
Yes.
but she might not be able to mess, because you get so many messages.
But I don't want people to stop.
Yeah, but you do love it.
Yeah, I
so
do love
yeah,
it.
but you'll be reading them all. You just
Yes.
might not be responding all the time.
Right.
But you'll be reading them all, and
Yes.
always appreciative, as you always are.
Yes, definitely. And we are going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Yes.
Yes.
We have Roxanne and everyone to visit over there.
Yeah. And have a little retreat. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
And actually, Vera, it's so healing there.
I know. That's what I hear from you guys.
Yeah, that's what Angus was saying in the session too. Is that
Oh.
Hawaii is so healing. So now you have to go.
Okay. Tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, was there anything else that you'd
No,
like
that's
to
it.
share?
Well, we'll keep you apprised of what's going on. I don't have, what do you call it? A surgery date yet because, insurance. But for sure, I have to have a mastectomy because it's gone into the tissue. And I have to do some other procedure for lymph nodes. And then after that, it's healing.
Yeah. And what we could do, even if we don't all know the exact time, whenever you light a candle, right? That's the way that we do it
Yes.
for our loved ones.
Yes.
Or in any way, whatever you prefer.
Whatever you want. You can even imagine you lit a candle.
Exactly.
Because some people don't like candles.
Yeah, for sure.
So there we are.
Yeah, we love
Life
you.
happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Then we're going to get t-shirts like Emily has.
Yes.
The law nerd lady. What does she have?
I'm trying to remember.
she has
Was it
stuff
I
that she says-
inject or I don't
Something.
know.
But Chrissy's going to get
Well,
Well,
dot.
and I'm going to do right.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. We should have those, and then we can all
Oh,
we can all
thank you,
get them.
David. Yeah. That's very
Aw.
sweet. And then I think Roxanne had a question about, the jury, the person from the jury was a male juror. He's anonymous right now, but he said that all of them, except the one, really felt she was fake. So, but he actually said all of them, not the one. So, and I believe it's on YouTube if you want to hear what he has to say, because he's on somebody's show. I think it was that guy with long hair. I don't know his name, or I would give it to you guys. I'm not sure.
I don't know his name.
But just Google, or not Google. What do you say? How do you say it? Search for the anonymous juror for Johnny Depp, and then it'll take you there.
We love you too, Blue Butter. We'll have to add your list because we have a long list of birthmark
Yes, we
questions.
do.
We can add it, and then in an upcoming video, we'll see if we can.
Yeah, for
get to
sure.
that
I
one.
love doing birthmarks.
Yeah. Aw.
Yes, thank you. Oh, that would be so great.
That's sweet.
And you know what? It's so interesting because I could tell that people are working on me, because I could feel like, my cancer's back here. It's right here. And then I feel like pain all around everywhere else also. And on this side, I only felt it where I had the cancer.
Gosh, really?
Yeah, and there's no lumps where I'm feeling the pain. So I'm taking it as healing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
what I get.
awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had some healing coming from Mother Adson
There
too.
we
too.
go.
the
God, we've
highest,
had a talk, haven't
yeah.
we?
The highest interception of all, huh?
Yeah.
Help with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I don't want to leave it as a Debbie Downer, because we all have stuff, don't we? So this is just stuff that we're sharing with the Soul Tribe.
Exactly.
And it's going to have a happy ending no matter what.
yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I hear you.
Right?
Well. Right.
Right.
We love you all.
Yes.
Thank you for all your good energy, your prayers. Thank you for joining us back, whether it's live or watching any of our videos,
Right.
subscribing,
Podcast.
sharing the information with your friends. We appreciate you and we love you.
Yes. We're going to be doing more.
Yes.
Okay. Hope that wasn't too down. Was that down? Good.